I need a 30 for 30 to show that I'm different like Jordan and Pippen. I need a 30 for 30 like Jalen and Webber. Nobody gon' fuck on my click. I need a 30 for 30. All right, people, got my brother here with me again, Ray Caesar Leo, ready to give y'all his take for this week. Caesar, what you got for the people?
So Draymond Green wants a spotlight again, so we'll give it to him again this week. I respect Draymond Green. I do. I think the things that he's accomplished in this league are important. They're special. I think Draymond Green is a special player, meaning in the things that he can provide to a team in his basketball acumen, right?
Right.
I also respect that Draymond Green will speak his mind.
Mm-hmm.
But I do have a problem with people like speaking their mind and it not being true. I think we went through like a whole presidency with that, where every day it was not the truth. So I have a problem with that as a person. Okay. Draymond Green went on Kevin Durant's podcast. That alone should be enough people to be like, what? Listen, man.
Yeah.
Draymond Green went on Kevin Durant's podcast. I cannot make this stuff up. And proceeded to have a jovial conversation with Kevin Durant.
Right.
And it's not the part about them being jovial. I believe that if people have a falling out, man, if your heart is in the right place, like if you apologize to people and you truly care about that person, there should be some room for some reconciliation. So it ain't about Kevin Durant and Draymond Green beefing forever. Okay?
Right.
But they got on there, and one of the things that they talked about on KD's podcast was that there was never any beef between Draymond Green and KD. That was a high point of the podcast. There was never any beef. In fact, Draymond made a comment about like he was talking to his mom about like guys in the NBA being too dramatic and all of this. And, you know, he was like, man, I don't even know where people got off thinking you and I had beef. And Kevin Durant like, yeah, I agree, man. I agree. I don't know where it came from. We know where it came from. Y'all didn't like each other on the court.
He said other players are too dramatic.
This
is Draymond?
This is Draymond Green saying the NBA is too dramatic. But we're not going to stop there. Draymond Green also went on the air I don't know if it's live or not. I know they tape it. So at the end of the day, Draymond Green went on Kevin Durant's podcast and said the NBA today is soft. Okay? It's soft. Before I finish the sentence, I just want y'all to let's break it down like we're in grade school, right? Draymond Green said the NBA today is soft. Draymond Green plays in the NBA today. He's not retired. He plays like he's retired nowadays, but he's not retired.
All right.
No. No. Draymond Green is not retired. In fact, as we tape this now, I'm watching him on television get smoked by the Joker. Okay? All right. Draymond Green also said that it's getting to the point where guys are so friendly and so soft in their play and the way that they approach each other that he tries to talk trash to guys in the game, and they're so afraid of him that they don't even respond. They're just like, oh man, we don't have time for that. That's how soft it is for Draymond Green in today's NBA, that he can't even talk good trash to guys. Let me tell you something. Draymond Green is so soft that after they beat the Oklahoma City Thunder to go to the finals to win their first championship, Draymond Green, Klay Thompson, Steph, and Curry went out to recruit Kevin Durant. That is not a made-up story. That really happened. There's a real account of those guys in the Hamptons trying to recruit Kevin Durant.
This is true.
Okay, that's not me conjuring up something. That really happened. So how in the hell is it that Draymond Green can get on any recording, anything that can be played back, and call others soft? When you pulled the ultimate soft, well, actually Kevin Durant pulled the ultimate soft move by going to the team that beat him. But Draymond Green is no better in this instance. Then you go on and say, you know, hey man, there was never no beef between us. You know, people just blew that out of proportion. Honestly, I would have respected Draymond Green a lot more had he gone on KD's podcast and said, man, you know what? That last year, I couldn't stand you. Right? But at the end of the day, you're my brother. So whatever that is that I felt in that year, I'm beyond that.
Right.
I'm happy to be on the podcast with my brother and happy to be back, in good spirits with my brother. That's it. I would have respected that a lot more because that's the Draymond Green that he wants to be. He wants to be the tough guy that has you feeling that he doesn't care about when anybody thinks.
Right.
I'm also of the mindset that I don't really care when guys say the NBA today is soft or our guy. He also made the comment like the NBA today is way more talented than the NBA of any era before him.
Mm-hmm.
What is he supposed to say? Is he supposed to say like, oh, when Jordan played with Magic and Bird, that era was way more, talented, or Shaq and Kobe's era with Tim Duncan and KG was way more talented? Like, I don't expect him to say that. So that's
now was that Draymond saying that, or was that KD?
It was they were like this. They were like this. They were handshaking and shaking and agreeing.
Because as one of y'all pointed out off camera, we were talking about Draymond ain't even being guarded offensively. So is he considering himself more skilled than he?
That's what I'm saying. It's all cap, which goes back to the headline.
Oh Lord!
I think sometimes Draymond likes to hear himself talk. He's got a lot of Charles Barkley in him. The difference is Charles Barkley may not be a champion, but Charles Barkley was an MVP and the best player on his team every year, except for the year he went to play with Hakeem Olajuwon, right? Mm-hmm. Other than that, Charles Barkley was the best player on his team year in and year out. Mm-hmm. It was never a discussion. So in that sense, Charles always came from a place of having to be the guy to carry the load. Right. Draymond Green wants you to believe he carried the load, but anybody with two eyes and a remote control could tell you, like, no, that's not you. You talk like you're in the same breath with LeBron and Kawhi Leonard and Stephen Curry, but you're not. You're not Stephen Curry. Right. You're Draymond. And I just told y'all that's good. That's good enough for me.
Greatest screen setter ever, right? He said he said Klay and Steph don't get open without his screens.
Well, I disagree on that. I understand what he's trying to do. I understand that there's a value of a guy like Draymond Green. I think he's he was an excellent defender. I think Draymond Green is a really smart basketball player to this day, which is why he's still able to start and play in the NBA because of his IQ. Yep. But I cannot tolerate guys like Draymond Green and Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving and anybody else who gets on this thing and just act like their era is the only era that matters. And what they're trying to say is the only thing that is true. Man, if the NBA is soft today, you're a part of that. You know what I mean? Like, if you tell me that, like, you and KD didn't beef, that's not true. We watched y'all beef in timeouts. Yeah. We watched y'all have to be separated. Yeah. Don't call that moments of passion. Call it for what it is. If you were real, you would have told KD on his podcast that I didn't appreciate you, treating us like a stop and go, like you're a mercenary. But he can't say that because at the end of the day, they went to that man and asked him to do the very thing that he did, be a mercenary, and then leave when you're ready. Yeah. All of that to say, and it doesn't matter. Draymond Green doesn't know me, won't ever know me. And at the end of the day, he's a champion. He's a defensive player of the year. He'll go into the NBA Hall of Fame. But Draymond Green is soft for everything that he said in that interview. Point blank, period. He's soft. He is one of the main problems with what he's calling. I don't really see it as a problem. I love today's NBA. It's not what I'm accustomed to, but I adjust because I love the game of basketball. You know what I mean? Like I can adjust to what I'm seeing. I'm seeing the best shooting that I've ever seen across the board. I'm seeing one of the greatest shooters ever. I'm seeing a fast-paced game. It doesn't mean you have to disrespect what came before you. You know what I mean? Yeah. But in Draymond's eyes, it's always, I'm the best to ever do it. And I hate guys like this. You can't understand it because you've never played in the NBA. To me, that's the ultimate, like, bull crap. Mm-hmm. Because, again, if you've played basketball, you know a lot doesn't change. The skill of guys change, but the game doesn't change. If you can put the ball in the basket at a high clip, you give yourself an awesome chance of winning. If you can stop the other guy from putting the ball in the basket, you give yourself an awesome chance of winning. Golden State Warriors were able to do that for a couple of years in a good window, and now they've lost some of that. And guess who that falls on? It ain't the greatest shooter in the world because he's still dropping 40. They can't stop anybody. Who's that come back to?
Go on, say it. Go on, say it.
The GOAT defender. As he calls himself, Draymond Green.
Go on, say it.
Man.
Now, America, to kind of refresh some of you, maybe enlighten some of you others that may not be aware of some of the stuff that really have set my brother off right here. Just in the last couple of years, I think. Or within the last year, I would say.
Yep.
When he was putting up the triple singles.
Draymond has said, and I alluded to this, that Steph and Klay aren't who they are without him.
Okay.
Because he's the greatest screen setter of all time.
Yeah.
He criticized those players who wanted to sit out in support of Black Lives Matter. He recently said that he's the GOAT defender. Mm-hmm. GOAT, not a GOAT defender.
The GOAT.
Not I'm great as a defender. I am the greatest ever defender. That was Draymond Green.
Man.
He said trying to make it to the playoffs does not motivate him. Like the play-in games don't motivate him. He said that. And as Racist Leo just alluded to, he called the modern day NBA soft. Soft. Now, what tripped me out is, weren't they just telling Charles Barkley and Shaq to shut up? I just saw them earlier this year.
Point. That's a great
point. When them boys were going at Spider and going at, that was just this year. They were saying, man, y'all old guys need to shut up. That they just did that. Yeah. Did I miss something?
Yeah.
So now they're being the old guys to the younger guys in this league, and they still in the league. They still in the league with them.
That's the part that I can't get. Hey, man, Draymond, have you thought for a second that nobody wants to talk trash with you because you're not worth talking trash to?
Man, it's crazy.
Think about that.
This is nuts. Like, what is y'all think he's one of them guys that, okay, since they're not winning anymore, he just started to do a bunch of talking to kind of
stay relevant.
Well, to stay relevant, but we know he's trying to go to TNT.
Yeah, sure.
Because we saw that last year when they sucked. He went ahead and did some gigs with them on Inside. So we saw that. But also, y'all know some guys that when you playing against them and you whoop them, it could be video games. It could be one-on-one, 21, whatever. Once you whoop them, they say, man, I wasn't even trying.
Always an excuse.
One of them guys.
Yeah.
It's like he's coming up with a whole bunch of crap lately.
Paul Pierce got an opening. Left the opening, so Draymond trying to fill it.
It's true. It's true, though. It's true. It is true. If Draymond retired now, he can get there. And I'm telling you this, the Golden State Warriors may not miss much if he retires. I'm not trying to take shots at Draymond Green.
He got to stop. You right.
Yeah, I'm not trying to take shots at him though on his basketball ability. Everybody declines, man. Everybody declines in the game of basketball. It's just the nature of the beast. So I don't want to take shots at him on that. I want to take shots at him on stuff that he is absolutely wrong about when his mind is still in his prime. Mm-hmm. You look around and you say the league is soft. You're a part of that, dude. You're a part of that. You went and got one of the best players, the second best player of his generation, and asked him to come join you after you beat him and won a championship. That is the definition of soft. Like if somebody said, give me an example of soft in today's NBA, they're going to use that example.
Yeah.
You are a part of that.
I got another one for you. He partly cost his team a title in 2016.
By doing what?
That situation with LeBron, called LeBron out his name, and then signed a deal with LeBron. And then now all up in the barbershop with Bron, and they just kicking and stuff. You called him that word that as men, we shoot hands behind. You called him that. The same one you called KD.
Correct.
You called him that.
Correct.
And now they try to act like we tripping as fans.
And that's what
we see something.
It always goes back.
It's crazy.
No, you're right. Draymond is classic for always going. He does it with Chuck. So I know if he does it to Chuck, if he knew us, he'd say the same thing to us. You don't understand the game. You haven't made it to the level that I've made. Hey, man, what you talking about has nothing to do with the topic of discussion today. You may be able to break down the game better than me within the fourth quarter, how you set a screen for Steph Curry. Okay, I'll defer to you on that.
Right.
I'll defer to you on that because I've seen you do it, and I've never set a screen for Steph Curry to win championships.
Right.
You got it. But on this, everybody on this panel, everybody that's watching, everybody in the NBA, everybody who can identify with what soft looks like knows that you're a part of that. Okay. So don't hop on a podcast and try to like remove yourself from it and say the rest of these guys soft. I'm just standing over here identifying the softness. No, you and Kevin Durant are a part of that.
And bruh, they going on too many podcasts now because they forgetting what they being said on other podcasts.
True.
On other podcasts, whether it was All the Smoke, where Draymond was really talking reckless. Mm-hmm. KD was on something where he was admitted that Draymond was part of the reason he left Golden State. And Draymond on, I think, the All the Smoke joint was on there talking about how he did not like KD not just committing to them and making it a sideshow. They having to answer all these questions about whether KD will come back. That's on tape.
Now everybody on KD podcast like this. Boy, you wild now.
When this stuff is on
it's like
tape,
that now. It's like that now.
Like if it wouldn't be copyright problems, America, I could pull it right now and probably
show it.
Put it in this. But y'all go look up Draymond Green. All
go
the
look it up. Go look it up. We support black business. Go check it out.
Yeah, go check them boys out. He in there talking real grease about KD, and KD doing the same thing about Draymond on another thing.
Here's my thought on the whole beef thing, right? Maybe the beef is not infinite,
right?
But this is what I'm saying. As a man, you can't call me the B word and think it's cool. Like it's not. Like that's when you think the lowest of another male when you use a term like that.
And cause didn't he say he said it and then he was like, "You been one."
Exactly.
He said, "You been one."
Like you can't do that and then say no.
No, they made it up. The fans and media, us on social, we made it up.
The fans and media hyping this up. The fans and media generated that timeout that we saw on national television where y'all had to be split up.
We did
exactly.
We did.
Our bad.
But y'all don't understand the game. That's just the heat of the moment. No, that's not true. Everybody on this panel is a former athlete, current athlete, if you really want to look at it, and competitive as all get out. So you can miss us with that. Okay. We've all been competitive. We've all been in heated situations. We've never lost it on our brother like that.
And they about to turn into Chuck. However much they hate Chuck,
they're gonna be that.
As soon as Draymond get one of these in front of him on a nightly basis,
he'll do the same thing.
He gonna do the same stuff Perk up here doing. He gonna do the same stuff all these other boys up here doing, and these boys gonna be on Twitter and Instagram and all this stuff snapping about him. They're gonna pull up them clips of him being at the 3-point line and nobody being around them and stuff like that.
Yeah,
they're gonna pull up the stuff of the triple single and they say, "Bro, this you talking?"
It's just one of those guys, man, where if you would just sit back and shut up, like people would. And I know he doesn't care what I think. I'm just telling you what's real, though. It doesn't matter if Draymond Green cares about what I think. I'm telling you what's real. Draymond Green would just sit back and shut up. People would look at his career totally different, right? I'll give you an example. And I'm not using these guys as a comparison, but it just pops up into my head. When I think of the Warriors, I kind of think of the Celtics sometimes, like a Hall of Fame team, Hall of Fame. And I'm talking about the 80 Celtics, mm-hmm. By the way. So Larry Bird, Kevin McHale, Robert Parrish, and Dennis Johnson. He's not Larry Bird. He's not he's not Kevin McHale. So he's either like Dennis Johnson or Robert Parrish or Danny Ainge, right? The reason why those guys are held in such high regards on that dynasty is because they understood their role. They don't talk like they're Larry Bird or Kevin McHale. They talk like they're Dennis Johnson.
Right.
Rest in peace. Danny Ainge, Robert Parrish. You get what I'm saying? Tony Kukoc doesn't talk like he's Scottie Pippen.
Danny Ainge, rest in peace too, the way the Celtics looking right now.
Come on, man.
His job.
Come on, man.
Hold on. Can somebody fire him or
don't do that? Don't do
that.
It was right there, man. It was hanging
It
right
was
there.
good.
Out there was like,
It was good. It was good. That Ainge.
my bad. I'm just saying they underachieved. My bad.
That's an understatement.
Man.
my bad, bro.
You know what? You know what the problem is though.
What's that?
They don't have Draymond.
They don't have
But no,
Draymond.
the
Let
reason why
Draymond
I feel Caesar on this segment so much, I picked them boys too,
Yeah.
in part because Draymond, who only 31, by the way.
Yeah, he's only 31. Let's stop acting like he's 41. He's
only
31.
So he's still supposed to be first team all defense
agree.
every year at this point.
And if he's the GOAT defender, he should be the defensive player of the year this year.
He's still supposed to be racking them up right now.
Yeah, and he ain't made all defensive team, first team since 2016.
Okay.
Numbers don't lie, man.
But I thought he finna be coaching up all the other boys. I thought, Wiggins finna defend better than ever with Draymond coaching them up. Wiseman finna be toughing it out and all these little injuries. That's knick-knack. Draymond finna make that man play through all that. That man finna be dominant this year on a slick. You know what I'm saying? Ain't none of that happen. Oubre finna be clamping. Like all these boys finna just be clamp, and Steph gonna dance. That's what I thought was gonna happen. Okay.
No.
Steph dancing. He just dancing by himself.
No, man. And it could be again, I just say it could be so much better if he understood his role. Now, again, the thing that I like about Draymond is that if we all had this conversation and Draymond hopped on, all of us would say the same thing. And I think Draymond will come on and will speak his mind too. So I appreciate that about him. Doesn't make him right. Draymond walks around.
He gonna lie though, and I don't think we gonna let him lie.
No,
some of these podcasts let that man make it lying to their face. We not gonna let this man make it on him with no lying. Now.
Draymond comes on here, and I'm telling you now, there are a lot of current players who would love to say it. They just don't want to be. What's what I'm looking for? I want to say excommunicate, but they don't want to be looked at as like guys going after the legends of today. But there are a lot of guys that look at Draymond in the league day and say, "Dude, you're not that guy. Like you're not Steph Curry.
Right?
You think Devin Booker walks into the Golden State Warriors arena and looks at Draymond Green the same regards as Steph Curry or Klay Thompson? No. Oh, you think for a second? Let's not even do Devin Booker, who's been in the league and has proven himself for a while. You think Ja Morant walks into the Golden State Warriors arena and looks at Draymond Green the same way he looks at Steph Curry? No. Dude, you are a superb role player. You have never been the guy. And the short window where you had to be the guy when Klay went down and Steph went down at the same time, and you had to be the guy, we saw who you were for real. We saw who you were in those moments. It's the reason why Wiseman was a top 3 pick.
You know what? I just thought about it. I called him the glue guy. If Draymond heard that, he's probably gonna say, "But I'm the gorilla glue guy."
But I'm the best glue of all time.
Elmer's has nothing on me.
Yeah. Oh, real quick, Ray.
Yes, sir.
When he talked about people not talking him back,
yeah,
he's actually telling a story. If you go watch the last time they played the Timberwolves, Anthony Edwards was talking trash back to him.
Yeah.
Because the Warriors scored and Draymond screamed. Anthony Edwards came down, scored, and screamed back. And they did that for about 3-4 possessions. So nobody is scared of you talking trash.
So the camera's always on Draymond Green because Draymond Green does this thing that makes us all talk about him. I've seen countless people talk trash to Draymond Green. That's what I'm saying. It's not like he says something and like you have to do a lot of research to find out if he's capping or not. No, it's on the surface. There's no digging. I did no homework for this. I did no homework. All I did was say, this is what I want to talk about, hit record, and literally as I'm talking about it, he's on the screen getting abused by the Joker. Now, that's nothing to be ashamed of. The Joker bodies a lot of people. But if you're the GOAT defender, how is he bodying you?
Because he's a joke.
Cap. But there it is, America. That's Ray's take. Y'all chime in and let us know. Is this a soft league? Is Draymond right? Is he just too hard for this league? Y'all let us know. My kids wanted me to tell y'all to make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel, follow me across all social media platforms, like the videos, and share them. Did I forget anything?
And turn on the post notifications.
Y'all heard them. And also, visit Statement Tees, LLC.com and shop with us. That's Statement Tees. Every t-shirt you wear
Makes a statement.